request Honorable Mr. Justice Anand Venkadesh, Judge of the High Court of Madras, to say a few words and felicitate the occasion.
Good evening to the dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, my dear young advocates. To start with, I have to say that I feel proud to be part of this gathering and to be in the presence of such a brave lady. I had the opportunity of getting the book from her, signed by her. I got the autograph of Justice Mridula Bhatkar 1 year before, when we were attending a conference in Madurai. So I read that book on my way from Madurai to Chennai. In fact, I completed the book. Meaning it was like, I won't say that it's a sad story, but I would say that it's a reflection of the system that is prevalent in this country. Please look at the situation. The situation is this. The situation is that she had a husband who is a very famous artist, who is known well, and she was somebody who was coming up from the district judiciary, and a false case is foisted against him as if he had committed a sexual assault on a girl who is allegedly had approached for getting an act, for getting a role in a cinema, and this man had hardly met her once for some time, and then this case is foisted against him, and this is the scenario. This scenario is exaggerated by the media, and the media starts, as you all know, there is a parallel trial that is going on, and there is a interview taken from this girl, and it's like the victim is tutored by somebody, and who tutors her, nobody knows. It is anonymous. Nobody was able to. And that was a time where you didn't have these ubiquitous mobile phones and all that. Luckily, she escaped. That was a time where you had newspapers and some had mobile phones with them. If it had happened today, I do not know what impact it would have created. Surely she would not have become a High Court judge. To that extent, I can assure you. So that is the situation they were facing. And the judges in the subordinate, in the district judiciary, if they are honest, they are clean, and they are fearless, then the agencies engage in tactics like this. If you do that, then there are ways and means in which you will be handled, and that's the way they handled Justice Mridula Bhatkar, who was handling a very sensitive issue, namely the rape case which Mr. Prabhakaran was mentioned. After all this happens, this is one place where I almost shed tears. Regularly, the wife and husband used to go for a walk in the morning, and her predicament was that whether I should take my husband for a walk. She was a sitting judge. She was at that time in the district judiciary, and everybody knew about this because the media had sort of exaggerated the whole thing, and she took a decision that I will walk with him. And you know what she writes? I was not walking with Ramesh, but I was walking with Guru. Is what she says to that. So others were looking at them like aliens, but she was holding her head high and walking with her husband. So that's one part of the book, one portion in the book which sort of shook me. And I questioned myself as to whether I would have done that. I don't know. I really don't. So, for that, she quotes this famous story of the lioness and the ringmaster. That's a story which she quotes. So what happens is that on a particular day, the lion attacks the ringmaster, somehow the ringmaster was able to wriggle out of it. The question is whether I have to handle this lioness the next day also in the circus. The ringmaster, everybody advises, like how everybody advised her that you should not go with your husband, you should not do this and that. Everybody advises the ringmaster that don't repeat it because the lion has attacked you yesterday. The ringmaster decided that he will handle the situation. The next day he handles the lioness in the same way and the lioness comes under the control. Same analogy she applied when she took her husband for a walk. And she says, I walked with the truth. And a stage came where both of them were not able to take it. Both were not able to take it and both decided to commit suicide. And that's the time when she gets a phone call from none other than our Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Chandrachud. He calls her and he says that you are performing well, be ready to become a judge of the High Court. That call saved the life of Justice Butler. That call which she received from Honorable Justice Chandrachud saved her life. So, this interference into the work done by the judges who are handling such sensitive cases, and she was handling the Jalgon sex scandal case. If you read the book, you will understand how difficult it is for the district judiciary, the trial judges to handle situations because her own senior was appearing for the defense. And she was not able to say anything about it. And all those who were appearing for the defense were all known advocates to her. And at a particular point, at a particular juncture, the evidence of the chief examination of the victim was stopped. And they said that we'll continue thereafter. And that she never thought that there was a ploy behind it. The ploy was such that the victim became hostile thereafter. So again the allegation started flowing. She was called by the High Court. They told how is it that you permitted your own senior to appear, etc., etc. So these are, what's important is why is it that Justice P. N. Prakash and Mr. Chakravarti took this effort. The effort is because we are sitting in a pulpit in the High Court and we keep passing all orders, we keep giving all directions because we are provided with the security by the Constitution. We have the tenure security. Nobody can remove a High Court judge that easily. That's not the case with the district judiciary. So therefore, that is something which should be kept in mind. So this is a book that should not only be read by the advocates, by the judges in the district judiciary, but also by the High Court judges. They must know what problems are being faced by the district judiciary. So, and the swearing in ceremony, that's another place where I was again about to shed tears. The warrant came and she had the rare opportunity of carrying her own warrant along with 3 others and handing it over to the registrar general. So the issue is whether the husband must come for a swearing. Look at the situation. And by then he had been discharged by the trial court and it was pending by way of a revision before the Bombay High Court. 7 judges recused. Nobody was willing to take up that case. It was pending, it was hanging. So the sword was, Damocles sword was hanging over the head. Swearing in comes. Issue is, my dear husband, should he be called? Should he attend? Ultimately on advice, he did not attend. It's such an important event in her life, but the husband was not able to attend that such an important swearing in function. And the most beautiful thing which happens there is that at the time of reading the warrant, instead of uttering her name, they said Ramesh Butler. So I think it's a poetic justice which actually happened for the truth for which she was fighting. It's very rare, no? It's not a slip of tongue. I think it's a poetic justice which took place at that point of time. Then the next important thing is wedding of her son. By then she is elevated as the High Court judge. Her son's wedding come. The issue is, should the husband be there? In photographs, where must he stand? If the judges come, how do you manage the photograph? My dear friends, I am telling you, this is not a simple thing. It's like, on the one hand, she was holding a position of fire, and on the other hand, she was facing these embarrassments about which you need a lot of steel to write. Who will write all these things? Please tell me. Nobody will be able to write it with so much of guts, and she writes all that. So the next issue is this wedding of son. So how many judges must be invited? If the judges come, where will they stand in that photo shoot? Whether the husband must be there. So that has to be strategized. And as a result, many thought that she has become arrogant and she was not calling people. That also she writes in the book itself. So even after he was discharged from the case, this is very important. Even after he was discharged, where the revision was ultimately allowed by the Bombay High Court, dismissed by the Bombay High Court, judges were looking at Mridula as the wife of an accused. She was looked as the wife of an accused. So, madam, you are a lady with steel spine, and may your tribe increase, and my pranams to you. Thank you so much.